Keep posting your doubts in the group. You also can open your book and just read or cover the points one by one. And wherever you have doubt, just minimize Teams application and open the particular just wait and open the particular group, WhatsApp group, and post your doubts in that particular group. So I can reply you. I can clear your thought or doubts on that topic only. Okay, chapter number 1 and chapter number 2. Remember. So today we have Krishna, Tanisha, Malika, Dalia, Sujal, Rajat, Durga, Gaurav Kumar, Umesh, Jaspreet, Vaishnavi, Aitya Dungdung, and what one is Durga Kumari. These students have joined the class. Okay, how HRM is pervasive? How Swati? I can't see you. Okay, okay, now I can see. Just wait, someone is trying to join. Keep posting your doubts. Okay, I have received one doubt now. I'm just addressing that. Let me join one student who's trying to join. Post your doubts. Huh? Keep writing your doubts. Let me take first 2 or 3 doubts. Then I'll start speaking on that. Okay, challenging job. Fine, okay. The next. Keep writing doubts. Now, let me address the first doubt that I guess Tanisha has posted. How HM is pervasive function. So remember that the meaning of the word pervasive. It means the all pervading, you can say, universal, which is found everywhere. Remember the meaning of the word pervasive. Now, based upon this pervasive word, which means that universal or found everywhere, we can easily understand this nature of management, which is all pervading, all pervasive, or universal. How? We focus the main word of the particular topic now, human resource management. Now take the first two words, human resource. Yesterday we were talking about the commerce and the management, for example, and management. Few people also engaged, like asked about the integrating force and all. So remember the HRM. The job of HRM is to manage what? The active resource or passive resource? The answer should have been the active resource. Remember. And yesterday I have just again like yesterday I have told you people that whatever be the organization, the entire globe, irrespective of nature, irrespective of the goods produced or sold, for example, they all have human resource. They all have human resource. Now, if human resource is there, then the management of that particular human resource is required at all. And the main objective, main aim of that particular human resource management that we have in business studies is to manage human resource. So if we the first thing that the first case, if we can't eliminate the human resource and we have to manage the human resource, then we need human resource management element as well. For this reason, the HRM function is all pervasive, that human will be there. So management also, so the HRM will be needed for sure, because no organization can run without human beings. So if human is present, then HRM will have to be there. For this reason, we can say that HRM is all pervasive, because man is there everywhere. So management is required. Let me know, Nisha, that you have understood or not. Okay. Now, number 9. Next, we have the of Malika doubt, that why HRM is called a challenging job. Remember why? If you understand now, what again I'm saying, that go to the function of management or the core idea of management, the HRM. You will see that all the functions of management revolves around the human being. Remember, and that human being is uncertain. He has his own mind, his own way of living, his own way of thought, his own way of needs, psychological things and all. So if the job of the management or the HRM is to manage that particular living being who has many things is in his own, for example, in his own mind, so it becomes very difficult, for example, in HRM to manage a human being. For example, we can manage easily the passive resources because they don't respond. They don't have their own mood, for example. They don't have their own psychological aspect or element, for example. They don't think. But a human being does all the things, for example. For this reason, since you have to manage a human being who has brain, who also thinks, who also wants to make the things in his way. So for this reason, you can say the human management is a challenging job because managing human beings is ultimately a challenging job. Remember, they don't understand like easily because they resist. In class 11, we have understood. This was a topic change management. Remember, in change management, we will have learned about the resistance to change. And who resist? Passive resource, the non-human resource. No, who resist? Active resource, because they have mind. So for their for management of them is quite challenging job. So let me know, Malika, that you have understood not the first you doubt. Next we have the question of Gaurav Kumar, that what is the meaning of performance and potential appraisal? Gaurav Kumar, let me tell you that we have chapter number 1 and chapter number 2 doubts as of now. So doubts is of chapter number 4 or 5, I guess. Just change your question and come to chapter number 1 and 2 and ask doubt from there only. Next we have why HRM considered important. Okay. See, if you say, I'll just they see whatever the answer I'm giving you people, na, just a general answer to make a common understanding to you people. Okay. Don't think that what I'm saying is the answer only, because making you people understand is different thing and making right the answer is different thing. Remember. So the Vaishnavi's question is that why HRM considered important. So let me tell you, if I ask you that in an organization, how many type of resources are there, for example, okay, you'll have to say that two kinds of resources an organization use to achieve its objective. Your answer should be first that the passive resources, or you can say non-human resources like machinery, money, material, these things. Now, second, your answer should be the active resource, which is human being only. Now, if you see that in an organization, if you compare the importance, for example, I know both are important, but on the base of the priority, for example, which resource is more important, human or non-human? You'll simply agree that yes, human source is like, for example, more important. Now, what human source does, that he coordinates, he manages, he creates a balance between the non-human resource and the human resource, for example. Now coming to job of the HRM is to manage what, is to develop what, is to train what, is to recruit what, the human resource. So if the human resource is the only power who can modify the organization, who can lead to the success, who can also lead it to the downfall, for example. Now who will motivate, who will instigate, for example, who will train, who will develop the human resource? The HRM, remember. So since the human resource is important at all, we cannot deny on that, and the management of human resource is solely wasted to the human resource management team, for example. So you have got the answer simply in a common way that yes, for this reason the HRM is important. Now we have different points in that. When we write an examination, we have to write different functions, or we can also change some points writing that what human resource management does to make the human resource better in the organization. That those human resource that HRM has created, they can efficiently or effectively contribute to the organization's achieving the organization's goals. Remember, clear? We have different points in that, the importance of HRM, but we have different points. But the common idea comes from where the human resource is important. The management of human resource is wasted with the HRM team. For this reason, the HRM is important. If HRM would not be there, The human resource will not grow or will not develop their efficiency, their skills like an optimum level. In that particular case, organization will not get benefit in the long run. So let me know in brief that I made you understand about the importance, that how it came, how we can build a thought about that. Let me know if you have understood or not. I'm not saying that we have different points as well in that, I know, but as of now, just keep talking about the general idea why it is important. Okay, so you can like in a 2 or 3 or 4 sentence, you can simply exhibit your idea that why HRM is important. Because right now we're not writing in the examination, we are just understanding topic as the Viva, for example. So coming to the next doubt, development function in HRM. Okay, we'll see that. HRM is a competitive advantage. How? See, what competitive advantage, remember that. Competitive advantage means what? Which makes you ahead, or which leads you ahead in the competition. Now, today's world, if you see that all organizations have money, all organizations have, for example, the resources as well. Right now, no organization can deny that they don't have money. In either of the things, let me tell you that right now, all the organizations around the globe, they can easily arrange the non-human resource. There is no limitation in that as of now, I'll say. But who manages, or who, for example, changes this, who makes this non-human resources into productive use? The human resource, for example. Now, if human resource will not be developed, will not be competitive, will not be skilled, for example, then having the particular non-human resources, we will lag behind. I'm just taking an example I'm just giving you example. Say that take a case that two brothers are there, brother A and brother B, for example. Brother A, not brother A. Two friends are there, for example, Manoj and Sanoj, for example. The Manoj is rich, for example, and Sanoj is a bit poor. Okay. Now both are going to clear the UPSC examination. But what in case of Manoj, Manoj is quite weak, for example. He does not like to study, but he wants to be an IAS officer, for example. Since he is rich, so what he thought that I'll just accumulate or gather all the notes, all the books from the market. Whatever I want, I can gather because I'm rich, for example. Whereas that Sanoj, for example, he's like good at his studies. He wants to study, for example, but he does not have too much money compared to Manoj that he can buy all the notes, all coaching, all the institutes notes, for example, all the books. So what Sanoj did, that he selected the few notes and all compared to based upon syllabus and all. What Manoj did, he gathered all the books. So now, if I'll ask you as of now that who has more resource, you'll say Manoj has more resource compared to Sanoj because he was rich. He has gathered all the notes, all the books, for example, for his preparation, while Sanoj cannot gather all the things. But there's one difference between the Manoj and Sanoj is there. Manoj is particularly academically weak because he doesn't want to study. But Sanoj is academically strong, for example, because he's good at study or he wants to study, for example. Now you see, you can simply admit now that who may, possibilities there now, who may clear the examination for, you can say. For example, Sanoj, why? Because he has some skills or talent that Manoj lacks, for example. He has more resource, but he lacks that particular talent or skills. Sanoj can do that. Possibility is high in case Sanoj. So why possibility is high? Though Sanoj has less resource compared to Manoj, but in case of Sanoj, the possibility is high of cracking the particular examination. Why? There's one thing, the skills, for example. Then this skill in the organizations developed by the human resource management member in their human resources. Clear? So in this way you can say that the human resources make the particular human resource skilled because all the organizations have resources. Now who will succeed in future? Who have more efficient human resource. There's one thing. Clear? Let me know in chat that you have understood or not. That the human resource management job is to make the human resource skilled because all business organizations they have resource. The only way they can grow or they can be ahead in the competition by making their human resource efficient and skilled, because they will the human resource is only going to use that non-human resources. Okay, just let me know in chat option that you have understood not. I'll make you understand again if you don't. Next, we have explained the meaning and relevance of job analysis. See, right now I'm not giving you the entire idea that you have posted simply a line. Whoever whose name is okay, just write your doubt only, the particular doubt. Don't post me entire question. How can I give you a question of 20 minutes or 15 minutes, for example? Right now I have to address all the doubts now. Just be topic concerned, be specify about your doubts. I'm just overtake the general doubts only. Okay, so don't just be little idle. Okay, just write your doubts and type clearly. Type in full sentence that what you have doubt in what topic. Don't post a single line by just keeping from the exercise and all. So I'm not addressing that little doubt only. Just be specific. Next, we have job analysis more than just the process of collecting information discussed. See what happens that this question was asked in the UPSC as well, that job analysis is more than just a data collection or data collecting a process. See what happens that in an organization, since you people don't have the topic in your syllabus in class 12, the process of HRM, remember. I'm again saying the process of HRM. You don't have your in your syllabus, or again one more name is there, manpower planning, or you can say the human resource planning. And the process of human resource planning is not there in your syllabus clearly. So let me tell you this information, that what happens that the first step of the HRM while human resource planning, that is the job analysis. You people have read about the job description, job specification, job enlargement, job enrichment. Now all these four all these four are they get out from the job analysis only. So what happens in job analysis, that whatever the job organization may have in future or right now, for example, all the organization collects all the data, all the requirement information about the particular job that is present or that may present in future. For example, say that organization is going to start a new process, you say, or new branch, you say. So in that particular case, that human resource management or the experienced persons who have already gained the knowledge of into some other branch, they will engage in the new branch and they will prepare a list of the information, and that list of the information will contain two kinds of information. Now I'm just dividing the job analysis into two parts, make you people understand. The first is job description, the second is job specification. Both, if we add, for example, the first main heading is job analysis, and the inside that job analysis is the two subheadings: first job description and second job specification. So both the information which are included in job description and job analysis are contained in job analysis, job specification. Sorry, my mistake. Whatever information is contained in job description and job specification together, they are added in job analysis. So what we do first? First we do job analysis. So whatever the information is required regarding the job, that what are the man equipments, for example, the materials, whatever the human resource and what non-human resource that we are going to need in a particular process for which we are doing job analysis, we just collect information about that only. That who is eligible or what qualities do I need to make a process perform, because so on that particular basis we can simply hire the human resource in future, and what machines material we need for to make the process or to make the organizing process efficient. So all this kind of data is collected in the job analysis. This was the first part of the answer. Now second part of the answer, which the line is there, that job analysis is just is more than just a process of collecting information. Now remember on this part of the sentence that whatever the information is collected, let me just keep this part over here. Let me just go behind that. You people have read one feature of HRM, na, that it is action oriented. Remember, in feature that people oriented, action oriented. In that action oriented, people have understood, na, that whatever the HRM does, the job of the HRM just not to get the reports only. They also work on that. I repeat, the HRM, for example, whatever the information reports they generate, for example, from their analysis, they don't. There is not the only job that after like generating the reports, their job is done. They also take actions on that. They also modify things as per the analysis. Now come to the point. So after job analysis, they have got the information, and in that information can maybe categorized in two forms: job description and job specification. Now on this basis, job specification and job description information type on, they act. The HRM now they act. In job specification, whatever the information they contain, totally related to the human resource or the qualities, skills, expertise that they are going to hire, for example, in future, and they are going to see the people or the human resource, that how many people that we are going to hire. They have the particular qualities, particular experience, particular I say the education qualification they have. So all the informations are come from where? The job specification part only. So whatever the information and the job description again. So whatever the information collect, kinds of job, kinds of, for example, the man material they need in job description, they further remember, they organize the things as per them that only. So now first you see that they are collecting information. Now second thing is that they are also using those information to gather the resource from the market to make the process more fruitful and to make the process further, for example. So now you see that two things are involved in job analysis. First, getting information. Second, using that particular information to make the things done. Since two things are involved now, information collecting and after collection information, using those information. Since two things are included now, so but if you read first, you will see that okay, this process just collecting this process is just a way of collecting information. But once you end that particular topic and you understand completely, then you will say no, just collecting is a part of the job, but using is also there of those information that they have collected. Since collecting and using both are involved in job analysis, so now you can say that job analysis is more than just a collecting information process. Let me know that you have understood or not. Next question is that okay, no questions there. Let me know you have understood or not. Now what we have, development function in HRM. Okay, development function HRM. Now if it is there, I don't remember that, say what a week. So now let me answer you if it is there only, because we have staff performance, staff appraisal, a separate chapter in staff remuneration. So whatever we see, what means the appraisal, for example? Can you say that what do you mean by appraisal? Reply me in chat option. Golf can reply me in chat option that what do you mean by appraisal? That particular word only, huh? Appraisal. If you don't know, post no, because from that word only, it is for example, the whole meaning will come. Just reply me that what's the meaning of appraisal? Judgment. I guess no. Just open your book. You are like nearby. You are nearby. Just open the book and read about that particular word, appraisal. Okay. Then I'll make you understand. You can simply see in business studies and commerce, for example. Just do focus on words first. I repeat, do focus on words first, so you can easily connect the meaning. Remember. Just open your book and read again, and just let me know what do you mean by appraisal, for example. You'll get there only, no doubt. Just post. Until now, others also post. Others also post the doubts. Evaluation of employee. Good. Do you get more words or keywords from there only? Let me know. Others also post doubts now. We have many students joined till now. That Aditya, Dalia, Durga, Jaspreet, Krishna, Rajat Mandal, Tujal, Swati, Vaishnavi, they have posted. Umesh Kumar, join na. Sorry, post doubts na. Fast. Just let me know fast that do you get more phrases? I'm just waiting for more doubts because time is almost over, I guess. We have 6 minutes only. Just post doubts. Now let me tell you that performance appraisal and the potential appraisal, what they mean. For example, the second that you have post evaluation of employee, for example. Now, how employee gets evaluated? See, for example, if I have given you a task that in a day, for example, you will run 2 chapters and you did it. The next day, I gave you the task, for example, 2.5 chapters to read and learn, for example, you did it. Now, slowly, gradually, your skills is also increasing of learning, for example. But on the very first day that you have, when you have joined the job, for example, you have joined the school. If I give you a lot of homework, for example, maybe you may not complete that particular task because that skill has not developed in you as of now. That skill grows gradually. The first thing is that, okay, how that particular skill increases in a particular human resource, slowly gradually completing tasks and all. So after a year, for example, when you have after a year of some particular time, you can say, after that, if you have worked for an organization, that organization constantly, in small organization it is not done, remember, but in big organizations, remember, they do a record of each and every employee's performance. Performance means what? The achieving tasks, achieving the given tasks to them only. Now, on that basis, the organization or whatever the organization they have joined, they evaluate their skill. That yes, now if we can achieve the goals, achieve the, for example, task and all, whatever is given to him or her, for example. Now we can simply say the skills is enhancing, skill is like increasing, for example, compared to previous time span. From that to the basis, they appraise or they simply evaluate their performance, and on a particular basis they decide that what hike or what incentive or what, for example, the extra money they are going to get in future. So if they're performing the tasks on time and if they're completing the particular task on time, that means what? That they are developing. Remember, this comes in the development function. That means that particular person has developed this skill and feature in him, for example. Now just let me know that have you understood this part only? That in development function, the HRM gives many tasks to the particular human resource, and after completing each and every task, the human resource makes sure that if he is completing the particular task, he has achieved or he has become skilled compared to the previous one. Now on that performance appraisal, his further pay, or you can say his salary increment, is based on. We'll discuss in that chapter only, but always remember that by performance appraisal, the HRM makes sure that the skills in the particular human resource is enhancing day by day. Let me know. Performance means same thing, that how much he is performing, how much task is completing on time, and for example, in a given time period, for example. The potential mean, for example, what is the effectiveness? What is the quality, for example? See, I can write 3 pages in 10 minutes, for example. Now the matter is that can I write the 3 pages with a good handwriting or bad handwriting? Completing task is different thing, but completing a task effectively and, for example, in an efficient manner is different. Now next we have the doubt how HRM is similar to the nervous system. Okay, see what nervous system you say, again say the nervous system. I'll simply give the meaning in common way. That nervous system means the brain, for example, and the spinal cord, from which the direction goes to the all bodies. So in your body, if I'll say the if I'll give example, just to put the spinal cord and brain on the left side, remember, on the right side, and put all the organs on the right side. Now, if you remove the brain and the spinal cord, who are decision making, for example, the unit in the body, like if you remove the from picture, for example, all the organs cannot work, because all the organs, they can't decide what to do, how to write response, for example. Now, who guides them? The brain, who are the main unit of the nervous system, for example. The same happens over here, that in an organization, the job of thinking, job of using the intelligence, for example, is solely wasted to whom? The human resource. And the management, for example, and the human resource management is engaged in managing what? The human resource. So the a resource which is quite important, or I'll say important at all, for example, for an organization, the human is managing that one only. So you can say not the HRM is similar to nervous system. The human source is like the human source is similar to the, for example, that brain and the spinal cord, and whoever this manage or whoever this makes this system like functioning and improvement brings improvement to particular function, for example, there's HRM, because without managing human resource, the entire nervous system cannot work. Like for example, the meditation you can say, yoga, the mental yoga you can say. So if you do meditation, for example, your nervous system will function more efficiently. The same thing happens if you manage your human resource, who are the only thinking unit or decision taking unit in an organization. In that case, that unit will function more efficiently. So let me know, Dalia, that you have understood or not. I'm again saying I'm not giving you, but I'm not giving you people particular answer. I'm giving you people a common idea about topics. I'm just talking on these topics on a general level, remember. But the sense or the idea will be same throughout the way. So it is 9:10, I guess. I'll just use 2 or 3 minutes more. If you have any doubt, just post, or else I will just end the meeting. If anyone has any doubts, then simply post their doubts, or else I'll simply end the meeting. Let me know. It is 10:10. The class is about they almost over. No issues. Like we can extend for 2 or 3 minutes if anyone has any doubt from chapter number 1 and chapter number 2. And as far as like those who have joined, let me give the information about that. The expected date of his first term examination may be in the 2nd or 3rd week of August, not in July. So prepare well, and do expect some increment in the portion, because you guys are going getting too much, for example, time for first term examination. Na? So for sure, like 1 or 2 chapter will be increased in the portions of commerce, BHT, and for example accountants. Okay, so do one thing, just go to chat option on like in WhatsApp group. Those who don't have doubt, simply post no, no. Simply post no, so I can understand that these people have no doubt. So I can close a particular meeting. Just type no if you don't have any doubt. Don't be mum, okay? Otherwise, from the next time, I'll have to make you people switch on your videos. Gaurav Kumar says no, Rajat says no, Vaishnavi no, Dale no, Krishna says no, Malika says no, Umesh says I guess no, no. Okay. So remember, the classes will be interactive in this way only from now on. So do join yourself as well, and do motivate your friends to join as well the classes, be it accountancy, commerce, or business studies. Okay. And since we have, since being as a teacher, I like to experiment on many things. For example, so this year, last year I used to like make you people understand by sharing the screenshots and all. But since sharing the screenshot is not legal, the PDFs and all, so I just stopped. So I just in this year I just use the method of book reading, for example, slowly, gradually, water beat, and after completing a particular chapter, from now on, what I'll do, I'll simply organize one doubt classes. Okay, in this way only. So after reading in the particular chapter, you guys may ask your doubts in the doubt class only. Clear? So make sure you guys do mark your presence 100% in in the online classes. And if you have an issue you can't join, just simply send me a text. And since people see that today you guys have one PTM, one meeting from father. So in that particular meeting, just do join the meeting, and if possible, do also participate or engage your parents as well. Clear? So I'm taking bye from all of you as of now. Just see you in the next class only, which is of